If you love spine-chilling horror stories that keep you up at night, you're in the right place. Join Scare Squad for the most terrifying true horror tales, eerie encounters, and paranormal mysteries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because you never know what might be lurking in the dark. I work the night shift at Walmart. It's not glamorous, but it pays the bills and I don't mind the quiet. The fluorescent lights hum overhead, casting a sterile glow over the near-empty aisles. Most nights, it's just me, a couple of other employees, and the occasional late-night shopper. Last week, something changed. Something I can't explain. It started with the intercom. Around 2 a.m., as I was restocking shelves in the toy aisle, I heard the crackle of static, followed by a voice. "Cleanup needed in aisle 7. I froze. Not because of the announcement itself, but because we don't use the intercom at night. There's no need. There were only 3 of us working, and we all had our own sections to handle. Curious, I grabbed my radio. "Hey, did one of you just use the intercom?" Silence. Then my coworker, Luis, responded. "Nah, man. You hear something?" I hesitated before answering. "Yeah." Said there's a cleanup in aisle 7. Another pause. Then Kayla, our manager, chimed in. "That's weird. I'm in the office. No one's touched the intercom." A chill crawled up my spine. I made my way toward aisle 7, my footsteps echoing in the empty store. The aisle was empty. No spills, no mess, nothing. Just neatly stacked shelves and the hum of the refrigerators nearby. I was about to turn away when I noticed something odd. One of the security mirrors at the end of the aisle was tilted downward, reflecting the floor instead of the usual wide-angle view of the aisle. As I stared at it, I swore I saw movement, like a shadow slipping just out of sight. A cold prickle ran down my neck. I backed away and radioed Luis. "Dude, I think there's someone in here with us. I'm near the front," he said. "I didn't see anyone come in." Kayla sighed. "I'll check the cameras." "Stay put." I didn't want to stay put. I wanted to leave. But before I could move, the intercom crackled again. "You forgot someone." My breath hitched. "Guys, did you hear that?" Luis cursed under his breath. "What the hell is going on?" Then the lights flickered, just for a second. That was enough. I turned and bolted toward the front of the store. But as I passed aisle 3, I saw something, or someone, standing between the shelves. A woman. She was dressed in a tattered Walmart uniform, her long matted hair hanging in front of her face. She wasn't moving, just standing there with her head slightly tilted, like she was listening to something I couldn't hear. I stopped, my breath shallow. "Ma'am." "The store is closed," I managed to say, my voice barely above a whisper. She didn't respond. Then, she lifted a hand and pointed toward aisle 7. The intercom crackled again. "You forgot someone." My body went ice cold. I turned and ran straight to the office, where I found Kayla staring at the security monitors, her face pale. "Tell me you saw that," I gasped. She didn't answer. She just pointed to the screen. Aisle 7. And there, clear as day, was the woman, standing completely still, staring directly into the camera. Only, the timestamp on the footage was from last week. Kayla clicked through the recordings. The same woman in the same spot staring at the camera every night for the past 7 days. "I don't get it," Kayla whispered. "I've never seen her before." Luis came running in, his face twisted in panic. She's gone. I was just in aisle 3, man. She's not there anymore." Before any of us could react, the intercom crackled one last time. "Don't forget me again." Then silence. We never saw her again after that night. But every now and then, when I walk past aisle 7, I swear I feel someone watching me, like a presence waiting to be remembered. I never thought a simple late-night Walmart run could turn into something out of a nightmare. It happened last winter, right before Christmas. My wife had asked me to pick up a few things: milk, diapers, some snacks, so I drove to the 24-hour Walmart a few miles from our house. By the time I pulled into the parking lot, it was nearly 2 a.m. The place was almost empty, save for a few scattered cars near the entrance. The overhead lights buzzed, flickering in patches, casting strange shadows across the pavement. I parked a little farther out than usual, near one of those lone cart returns, figuring I'd be in and out quickly. As I stepped out of my car, I noticed something odd. A van parked a few spots away, its windows completely covered in some kind of dark tint. I couldn't see inside, but I could feel someone watching me. Shaking it off, I hurried into the store. I took my time shopping, not really rushing, enjoying the quiet. By the time I checked out and stepped back into the cold, my breath came out in visible puffs. That's when I noticed something unsettling. The van was still there, parked in the exact same spot. But now the back door was slightly open. A bad feeling settled in my gut. I glanced around the lot. No other people, no employees, just me and that damn van. I picked up my pace, walking straight to my car, my keys already in hand. As I reached for the door handle, I heard it, soft footsteps behind me. I spun around. Nothing, just the empty parking lot stretching into darkness. I exhaled sharply, trying to convince myself I was just being paranoid. But then I heard it again, closer this time. I didn't wait. I yanked my car door open, throwing the bags inside. Just as I was about to jump in, something slammed against the back of my car, hard. I turned my head just in time to see a shape, a tall, thin figure, dart behind my trunk. My heart nearly stopped. I couldn't see a face, just movement. Shaking, I hit the lock button on my key fob and threw myself into the driver's seat, slamming the door shut. My fingers fumbled as I started the car. The headlights flared to life, illuminating the parking lot in a harsh white glow. And that's when I saw them. Not just one person, but three. All of them standing near my car, their faces obscured by hoods. They were just standing there, motionless. The van's side door creaked open wider. My stomach dropped. I didn't wait. I threw the car into reverse, tires screeching as I peeled backward. The figures didn't move. They just watched. As I sped out of the lot, I glanced in the rearview mirror. The van's headlights flashed on. It started moving. They were following me. I ran a red light, then another. The van stayed right behind me, its headlights glaring. I swerved onto a side street, making random turns, heart pounding. It wasn't until I hit the highway that I finally lost them. I didn't go straight home. I drove around for another hour, making sure I wasn't being followed. By the time I pulled into my driveway, my hands were shaking so badly I could barely put the car in park. The next day, I checked the news. Nothing. No reports. No missing persons. No suspicious activity. But that night still haunts me, because when I looked at my car in the daylight, I found something that made my blood run cold. A single handprint smeared on my back window. And it wasn't mine.